So what's good, y'all? We back with another video. And recently I made a video talking about Ben Simmons before the season started. And I talked about basically the expectations. What should we expect from Ben Simmons in his return to the court, basically. Because prior to this season, he hasn't played since the 2021 playoffs when obviously he had that infamous choke versus the Atlanta Hawks. Even though I'm not going to put it all on him for that series, he played a major part. And ever since then, he dealt with injuries, a mental health thing, and he came back. And so far, through the first 4 games of the season, him and the Brooklyn Nets both look a little iffy. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be like this for the rest of the season, so do not take words out of my mouth or put words in my mouth. All I'm saying is, based on what I'm seeing so far to start the season, Ben Simmons looks shook. He looks like really shook, and it's bad. Let me read you the field goal attempts this man has had through the first 4 games in the season. And this is quote unquote the Brooklyn Nets' third best player. He's on a big contract, and he's not even contributing. And you know what's the sad part is, defensively, he's not even really that much of a plus right now, even though I think that'll definitely change because defense is just effort. It shouldn't be that hard. Obviously, you need your feet, and all that. You need to move well. Ben Simmons got all the physical tools to play defense. So I'm not worried about him on the defensive end. But let me read you these field goal attempts. First 4 games of the season. Versus the New Orleans Pelicans, first game of the season, 2 for 3. So he took 3 shot attempts. Versus the Toronto Raptors, 5 shot attempts. Versus the Grizzlies, 5 shot attempts. And versus the Milwaukee Bucks yesterday, 7 shot attempts. Yesterday was the first time in the first 4 games of the season that he has cracked over 5 shot attempts. He has not scored 10 points so far. Hasn't scored 10 points. This is sad. The man is constantly in foul trouble. He's not a factor on offense. He doesn't even want to shoot. I mean, there was literally a play yesterday, Milwaukee versus the Nets, where Kyrie gave the ball to Ben Simmons. Simmons looked at the rim, then passed it to Kevin Durant, and Durant stepped in and hit a mid-range jump shot. But Kyrie literally said, right when he passed it and Ben passed it to KD, he said, "Shoot it, Ben." Ben Simmons doesn't want to shoot. He doesn't even need to shoot jump shots at this point. Just go for layups, something. Even in his highlights, it looks a little bad. There was a play versus the Raptors where he went to the rim, and he did do a nice little dump-off assist to Nick Claxton for a dunk, and it was a highlight play. But the man could have just, made his own highlight play. He literally could have just went for the dunk, layup, whatever. He instead decided to do a little Euro and then dump it off. I know he's unselfish a little bit, but come on, this man doesn't want to shoot the ball at all, and it's getting bad. It's getting really bad. I mean, look at the point totals this man is putting up. 4 points versus the Pelicans, 6 points versus the Raptors, 7 points versus the Grizzlies, 4 points versus the Bucks. I mean, damn. This man, Jalen Brunson, put more points up yesterday night than Ben Simmons has all season. That's crazy. That is crazy for me, or to me, that a former All-Star, a former number 1 pick, can't put up 10 points in a game. And it's not that he's physically not capable of putting up 10 points. It's just the man doesn't want to go to the basket. Doesn't. I don't know if maybe he's just afraid to go to the free throw line. I don't know. Because he ain't knocking down free throws, but we all expected that he wasn't going to knock down free throws. So that wasn't the thing. I wasn't okay, he's just all of a sudden going to become this big-time 80% free throw shooter. But the man is shooting 33% from the line. He's shooting 45% from the floor, which granted, it's not horrible, but I mean, if your points are coming all around the rim, 45% from the floor, it's a little suspect. Effective field goal percentage, 45%. He's literally not a factor. And any Nets fan that tries to come in the comments talking about that, oh, you're lying. No, I'm not, because there's literally Nets fans that I be seeing on Twitter saying the same exact thing. Now, do I think this will change? I don't even know. I don't know if he's going to ever get aggressive because he just looks so mentally out of it on the offensive end. Like, I don't even know. I'm getting to the point where I'm losing trust and faith in the man averaging 10 points for the season. I don't even know what's going on. It sucks to see. It's kind of sad to see, considering how much potential the man had back in, 2016, 2017, 2018, when we were all like, all right, this guy can one day be a top 10 player in the game. To go from potentially being a top 10 player in the game one day to now, I don't even know if the man is a top 50 player. I don't even know. To be honest, you know what, I'm going to go out and say it. People can slander me in the comments. He's not a top 50 player right now. He's not. Until he gets aggressive, he's not a top 50 player. So that's just the truth. That's just how it is, And to be honest, the Nets as a team have their issues, but right now Ben Simmons needs to help. He needs to help this team out because without him, the Nets aren't going to go that far. As much as Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, as talented as they are, and as great of a scorer as they are, and, the Hall of Fame talents, Ben Simmons needs to help. Because what he's doing right now on both ends of the floor, it's not good enough. It's just not. I said back in my Ben Simmons video from like a week ago, I said he needs to give you at least 13, 14 points per game, 7 boards, 8 assists, something like that. And to be honest, he's doing the rebounds and the assists pretty well. He's averaging 6 rebounds. He's averaging close to 8 assists. But 5 points. 5 points? That's a little crazy. That is a little crazy, if you ask me. And we're all assuming the Nets are going to go to the playoffs, right? So what happens when the Nets do go to the playoffs, play in, whatever, and the defense is focusing on Ben Simmons not being a reliable scoring option, and they just start hacking the man on purpose, and he has to go to the line and he misses. I don't know what they're going to do. But right now, Ben Simmons needs to get back on track. He needs to get back on track real quick. Because this start to the season, it doesn't look promising. It does not look promising. I know some things can change. Like, for example, if a guy goes out there and he's shooting and shooting and shooting and he's missing, but he's shooting. So, one day the averages, the percentages, they're going to go up a little bit or more, a significant jump. Who knows, right? But with Ben Simmons, he literally just looks like he's going to stay on this track for the rest of the season if you don't get aggressive. He's taking 5 or less shots almost every game except for yesterday. So we'll see what happens with Ben Simmons. I kind of feel bad for him, but at the same time, man, I don't know. The Philly fans are looking right now. They're looking good right now, the Philly fans, because they were slandering this man for mad long, talking about they need him to get aggressive, and everybody was like, oh no, Ben Simmons this, Ben Simmons that. Right now, he needs to get aggressive. And that's all I'm going to say about Ben Simmons. We'll see what happens later on in the season, but right now, not a promising start for Ben Simmons and the Brooklyn Nets in general. Anyways, that's going to do it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Link will be down in the description below. This has been the Checkup, where we talk hoops and hoops only, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.